So in PUBG, they've recently released a new map into the test server for the players to try out. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. It's very different to the previous map, which is what I was looking for. Different terrain, different style of gameplay. You have to approach situations in a very different manner as you would on the previous map. If you're new to PUBG and you're not sure what the game is, it's a battle royale type game where you just have to fight to survive and be the last man or the last team standing. So you can play on your own or in a team up to 4 people. 100 players will spawn in an aeroplane, drop you over the map to whatever location you choose. You have to collect loot, get yourself armour, guns, protection, meds, and go out and fight to survive. In this latest update on the test server, they're trying out a new patch. New things have been released into the game, and it's actually quite refreshing to see some new things happening in this game. Even though we was just playing one map for a multiple amount of months, I didn't get bored of it like I would with other games, because the adrenaline that you get from being in one of them final fights, fighting for your life against other people, it's so intense. It gives you that sense of accomplishment if you do win that you don't get with other games, and that's why I like this game so much. I'm just going to quickly run through a list of some of the things that have recently been released into this new patch that will be coming out on the 20th of December, which is going to be the 1.0 version for PC. It's been in alpha, it's been in beta and pre-release stage for quite a while now, and it's actually leaving early access and launching as a full game on December the 20th or the 21st, depending on what location you are in the world. So there's 2 weather types for this map, clear and sunrise. So it's always pretty much going to be sunny. I would have liked if they had put a sort of controversial weather type into the game. On the previous map we had rain and fog, but obviously we're in a desert, so it really doesn't happen that much, so it wouldn't be too realistic. I would have liked to see maybe a sandstorm, not too heavy because you can't see through it, but just something just to switch it up a little bit. Maybe that's something they can implement in the future. They've added 3 new guns. There's a new revolver, it's a 6-shot called the R45. There's a lever action rifle, the Winchester 94, and there's a sawed-off shotgun, which is pretty much a double-barrel shotgun that's been chopped at the barrel. Similar to the previous one that we had, it's just a lot better in close range. Also, there is a new ghillie suit that has been put in the care packages that the aeroplane drops. I'm yet to see that, but obviously in the previous map we had a green one that resembled the surroundings that you were playing in, but a green one that looked like a bush really wouldn't have worked in this map, so I'm glad that they implemented a new one for this map. We've also got a new van, which is pretty much a Volkswagen camper van. There's a new pickup, which is great, teammates can sit in the back, and there's a new jet ski called the Aqua Rail, which is very fast, very nimble. It's really good to use to get out of some horrible situations. One thing that I like about this new update that they are going to bring out, they've also added the ability to bandage and use painkillers and energy drinks whilst you're in a vehicle as a passenger. If you crash into something, or if your speed suddenly changes very fast or very slow, it could stop you using that. But that's a good feature that they have brought in, because previously you had to sit there in a car that wasn't moving whilst bandaging and then get out of the situation that you was in. So it's nice to know that you have the option now to heal yourself while someone is driving, and if you use it quite tactically, the driver, if there's a spare seat, can change seat and someone else that has just healed can swap to the driver's seat, while the person that has just changed seat can also heal theirself. So it's all about tactics. You got to think fast to survive in this game. I don't know if it's just my play style, but at the start of these games I always struggle to find people. I dropped in to the big towns that you would think is popular, and I've dropped into the small ones. I always struggle to find people straight off the bat. There seems to be plenty of loot around the area, because there's a lot of buildings on this map compared to the previous one that we've been playing. But I'm sure it's just my play style that I'm actually struggling to find people at the start of the game. I don't really like to play too aggressive. I like to survive for as long as I can and try and get as many wins under my belt as possible, as you can probably see from this footage. So 100 people started on this map, and it got down to just below 30 people before I'd even engaged in any type of combat, really. I seen 1 or 2 people, but they were very far away. It wasn't really worth trying to take it on. Towards these final battles here that you're going to see now in this footage, I actually got quite lucky with some of the loot that I found on the people that I took out. Before we get into this final battle, in one of the previous updates before this, they actually added in vaulting. So instead of just having to jump over something or not be able to climb it, now there's actually parts in this map that you can climb up. So say there's a wall in front of you, the guy actually holds onto the wall, pulls himself up and over. There's boxes that can get you on top of buildings that wouldn't have been in the previous map because you didn't have that feature to actually pull yourself up onto ledges and over walls. So that's a very, very good feature that they've also brought in. But don't forget, whilst you are vaulting, you're very vulnerable. You can't shoot. So if you're trying to run from someone and there's a wall in front of you, just be aware. Should you jump it? Because you're not going to have a gun for about a second and a half whilst pulling yourself up, and you could easily get shot in the back. So sometimes it might be wiser to either just jump the wall or take a different way around it and get some other cover. So just keep that in mind. And it's going back to what I said earlier. This game, to get far into it and to actually win, you got to think fast and play very, very tactical. There's a few people out there that I have seen that can just run about and kill everyone. As soon as they see something, they engage and they win the fight. But they're very, very skilled people. I'm not at that level yet. I'd like to get there in the future, but as of now, I know my limits. Sometimes I do put myself out of my comfort zone, but that's only so I can get myself better at the game, but I'm doing it step by step. I don't want to push myself too far and try and do too much at once. So overall, with the new updates that have been released into this game and that are coming into the game, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the future with this game. I hope the developers keep working on this game for as long as possible. It's got such potential to be one of the best games out there. In my opinion, this is Game of the Year. There is very good games out there also, but for me, like I said earlier, the sense of accomplishment that you get when you win a game and the adrenaline that you get whilst in that final battle, no other game out there gives you that feeling, and that's what separates this game from the rest of them. They've done a very good job making this game, seeing as just a few years ago, the creator of this game was just making mods for different games, and then finally got to work and put together a game that actually ended up being H1Z1 King of the Kill. But now he's managed to get his own game and put his own name on it, Player Unknown. He's done a very, very good job. So I'm going to wrap this up here and let the rest of this battle finish out for you guys to watch and enjoy. Thank you all very much for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to drop a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.